What are the fastest cars you can buy right now? Well, in this video, I am going to tell you. But first, you need to know that lots of manufacturers limit their cars' top speeds, sometimes for safety reasons, sometimes for emission reasons. Even in Germany, where there are loads of de-restricted autobahns, most manufacturers limit their cars to a top speed of 155 miles an hour. But there are still loads of really fast cars out there, so I put together a list of the fastest cars on sale from every major manufacturer that can do more than 155 miles an hour. And I haven't included any silly concept cars with claimed top speeds. All the cars here are real production cars that have proved how fast they can actually go. I'm Matt Watson, and you're watching Car Wow. The Alpine A110 has been designed to be as light as possible, which makes it brilliant to drive on twisty roads. A side effect of this lightness is also that it's really fast in a straight line as well. It might only have a 1.8 litre turbocharged petrol engine, but the most powerful 292 horsepower versions will hit 161 miles an hour. That's not bad for a dinky little coupe. The next car on my list is the Renault Megane RS Trophy R. This hardcore hot hatch is super light. It doesn't even have any back seats, and it gets 300 horsepower from its 1.8 litre turbocharged petrol engine, which incidentally is the same engine that you have in the Alpine. In this car though, the top speed is 163 miles an hour, which is pretty impressive really for a hot hatch. The Megane RS isn't the only stripped out hatchback that's fast in a straight line, because the next car on my list is the Mini GP. This also comes with a load of fresh air where its back seats would be to help reduce the weight, and it's powered by a 306 horsepower 2 litre turbocharged petrol engine, which helps it reach 164 miles an hour. That makes it the fastest Mini ever created. The Kia Stinger is a bit of an underdog really. Most people probably buy something like an Audi S5 Sportback instead, but you should check out the Stinger if you're interested in top speed, because the 3.3 litre turbocharged V6 GTS model can do 167 miles an hour. That's 12 miles an hour more than the Audi S5 Sportback can manage, because that car is limited to 155 miles an hour. Not so the Kia. Two cars share the next spot on my list. They're the new Volkswagen Golf R and the Lexus LC500. So that's a 2 litre 4-cylinder German hot hatch and a Japanese GT car with a 5 litre naturally aspirated V8. Bit different. Anyhow, their top speed is the same, 168 miles an hour. The thing is, the Golf R comes with a 155 mile an hour speed limiter as standard, and you have to pay an extra £2,000 for the R Performance Pack to get rid of that speed limiter. The Range Rover Sport is a big luxury SUV, but it really shifts when you cram a massive 5 litre supercharged V8 underneath the bonnet. In fact, the 575 horsepower SVR model is the fastest car Land Rover makes. It'll do a whopping 176 miles an hour, although that's only on the road. Just because it's a Range Rover doesn't mean that you can drive at 176 miles an hour across a ploughed field. You might damage the underside of the car. The next car on my list is another massive 4x4, although this one is more a yeehaw than, multi-vicar. So the Jeep follows the same recipe as the Range Rover Sport SVR, which means it's got a massive V8 up front that's supercharged. Only the one in this Jeep has 6.2 litres. The result? A top speed of 180 miles an hour, which is 4 miles an hour more than the Range Rover. Next up is the Lotus Evora GT410. It's got a supercharged 3.5 litre V6, and it makes, as the name suggests, 410 horsepower. The Evora is also pretty light. It weighs in at less than 1.4 tonnes. As a result, it can reach 186 miles an hour. Turns out a little bit of power goes a very long way if your car's relatively light. Competition versions of the BMW M8 Coupe and the Grand Coupe both come with a bonkers 4.4 litre twin-turbo V8 with 625 horsepower, but they'll both run out of puff at 155 miles an hour because BMW's gone and fitted them with a speed limiter. It's like they're holding the car's top speed hostage. If you hand over a £2,095 ransom, you get the M Driver's Pack. Now, this will allow your M8 to go all the way up to 190 miles an hour. The next two cars on my list both come with twin-turbo V6 engines, but that's where the similarities end. One is a new Honda NSX. This is a 581 horsepower hybrid supercar with a 3.5 litre twin-turbo V6, 3 electric motors and 4-wheel drive. It's all very, very high-tech. The other car is the Alfa Romeo Giulia Quadrifoglio, which is a more old-school style performance saloon. Its 2.9 litre turbocharged V6 makes 510 horsepower and it drives the rear wheels only. Both of these cars will reach a top speed of 191 miles an hour. The next on my list is the Nissan GT-R. Now, I know it's been around since 2008, but the latest Nismo version is still the fastest Nissan you can buy. This model comes with a twin-turbo 3.8 litre V6 with 600 horsepower, which is enough to blast this aging coupe all the way up to 196 miles an hour. That's faster than any other Japanese car on sale. The old Tesla Model S Performance was one of the quickest accelerating cars ever, but its top speed wasn't all that impressive really. It would max out at 162 miles an hour. But the new Model S Plaid and Plaid Plus are much faster. They'll do 200 miles an hour. So all is forgiven, Tesla. That's the same top speed as the Jaguar SVR Project 8, and that car uses an old-fashioned 5-litre supercharged V8 with 600 horsepower to blast its way to 200 miles an hour. But back to the Tesla Model S for a second, because I've actually bought a new Plaid Plus and I can't wait to get it on the channel and drive it in some drag races. Let me know the kind of drag races you'd like to see in the comments below. Traditional sports cars tend to have their engines mounted in the front, driving the rear wheels, like the AMG GT Black Series with its 730 horsepower twin-turbo 4-litre V8. But more modern-style sports cars are usually smaller, lighter, and have their engines in the middle, like the Maserati MC20, which has a 630 horsepower twin-turbo 3-litre V6. But even though these cars are quite different, they both reach the same 202 mile an hour top speed, although they'll probably behave quite differently when you approach a corner. The new Porsche 911 Turbo S is one of the quickest cars I've ever driven. It'll destroy pretty much any supercar in a drag race thanks to its 650 horsepower twin-turbo 3.8 litre flat 6 engine and all-wheel drive. But it's not just quick off the line, it's also seriously fast. It'll hit 205 miles an hour, but there is another car that will match its top speed. It's the Audi R8 V10 Performance with its 620 horsepower naturally aspirated 5.2 litre V10. Sure, the R8 can't keep up with the turbo off the line, but then pretty much nothing can. But eventually it'll claw things back and it tops out at 205 miles an hour. Most cars that can do more than 200 miles an hour are stripped out supercars, but what if you want to go that fast in a lap of luxury? Well, you're going to want a Bentley Continental GT. Now, this hefty coupe has a 635 horsepower 6-litre W12 engine and it's capable of a 207 mile an hour top speed. And what's even more amazing is that the Bentley Flying Spur W12 has exactly the same top speed, and that's even bigger and heavier. I bet you didn't think a Bentley limo would be faster than a Porsche 911 Turbo S now, did you? The next place on my list is shared by 4 different cars. First up is the Aston Martin DBS Superleggera. This monster has a twin-turbo 5.2 litre V12 with 715 horsepower, so it's a bit tricky to launch. But once you get it going, it will max out at an incredible 211 miles an hour. That's the same top speed you get from the Ferrari F8 Tributo, and the Ferrari SF90, and the Ferrari 812 Superfast. Apparently, Ferrari just likes the number 211. The new Ford GT is the fastest Ford you can buy. It has a top speed of 216 miles an hour, and that's pretty amazing when you consider it only has a 3.5 litre V6, although it does have twin turbos bolted to it, so it makes a massive 669 horsepower. Who says there's no replacement for displacement, eh? Third place on my list goes to the Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. This crazy 6.5 litre V12 supercar with its 770 horsepower naturally aspirated engine is super extreme. But even though it doesn't have any turbos or hybrid assistance, the SVJ is insanely fast. Lamborghini says it will do more than 217 miles an hour. But what's crazier is that the regular 740 horsepower Aventador S can also hit 270 miles an hour. And that car costs £180,000 less than the SVJ. Some McLarens are designed to go fast around a track, like the new 765 LT. But the Speedtail is all about going fast in a straight line. Its hybrid system uses a twin-turbo 4-litre V8 and an electric motor to produce a combined 1,070 horsepower, and it doesn't have any huge wings or splitters because they produce drag. It even gets a central driving position to give you a better view out, which is probably quite handy when you're blasting along at its top speed, which is 250 miles an hour. But there's another car that will do that same speed, and that's the Koenigsegg Regera. This uses a twin-turbo 5-litre V8 and an electric motor to produce more than 1,500 horsepower. And it has a special kind of gearbox that lets it do 0 to 250 miles an hour using one gear. Wait, I know what you're thinking. The Koenigsegg Jesko is even faster than that car. That'll do like 330 miles an hour. Well, maybe it will, but Koenigsegg hasn't tested it yet, so it can't go on my list. So the fastest Koenigsegg you can buy is still the Regera. Second place on my list is a very, very controversial car. It's the SSC Tuatara. You might remember that it posted a top speed of well over 300 miles an hour. And then people on the internet called that into question. And so they had to do a rerun. Anyway, with this rerun, the Tuatara managed a top speed, which was verified, of 286 miles an hour. How was it able to do this? Well, it's got a 5.9 litre twin turbo V8 with 1750 horsepower. Will it go even quicker? Who knows? Maybe. Now we've come to the first place on my list, and you know what's coming, don't you? It's the Bugatti Chiron Supersport 300 Plus. Well, of course it is. This gets a 1600 horsepower version of the Chiron's 8 litre quad turbo W16 engine, and it'll do 304 miles an hour. Annoyingly, this isn't an official world record. Well, it's probably annoying for Bugatti anyway, but it is sort of their fault, because to set an official top speed record, you need to drive your car at a record speed on the same bit of road in both directions. That's what SSC did with the Tuatara. That car managed to hit 283 because that's the average speed calculated from 2 different runs. Okay, but we're not taking the world records in this video, it's just the verified manufacturer's top speed. Anyhow, moving back to the Bugatti, it only did one run in one direction, but that's just nitpicking, isn't it? You don't care about the technicalities if you buy a Chiron Supersport. The car can do 300 mile an hour plus. However, there is a car that could be faster than the Bugatti, and it's called the Hennessy Venom F5. It has a 6.6 litre twin turbo V8 with more than 1800 horsepower, and Hennessy claims it will do more than 311 miles an hour. But it's never actually tested the car at this speed, and that means it can't go on my list, just like the Koenigsegg Jesko. Anyway, if you'd like to see me actually having a go in the Bugatti Chiron Supersport, put a link just popping out in the top right hand corner of the screen. If you click that or follow the link below the video in the description, you can watch that video. The acceleration in the car is amazing. You've got to just check out my reaction. It's worth it just for that. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like. If you click on those windows there, you can watch some more videos. And if you click on that box there, you can check out the CarWow Drag Race leaderboard, where we've got all the times of all the cars we've drag raced. You can see how quick they are. Thanks for watching.